everyone, and welcome back to the People Show. Today's topic is going to be about following your dreams, and with me today I have the artist behind this beautiful artwork, Fiona. Hi, Fiona.
Hi, Mia.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So I would like you to start by just introducing yourself and what you do in your art.
Well, my name is Fiona. I'm the creator of Anaya Arts, and it's just basically minimalist Black art that represents Black beauty, Black hair, and Black culture.
Nice. And how did you start, I would say, like your path to your art?
Well, I've always loved drawing. Ever since I was young, just in class doodling wherever I could, whether it was my notebooks, on whatever type of material I could get my hands on. So the passion has just always been there, but I just never considered myself an artist because to me, my definition of an artist was, a big canvas and paint and, the typical artist.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm just drawing for fun. I'm just drawing for me. And so fast forward a good 10 plus years, and I hadn't really done anything with it because again, I was just doing it for myself. Yeah. And it's mainly when people would look at my pieces, when they actually got a chance to see them, that they'd be like, "Oh, this is amazing. You should pursue this. You should do more with this." And I'm like, "No, I'm on that path that society has set for us, and like that our parents kind of want us to go on. Become the lawyer, become the doctor, and I mean, they just want the best for us. They're just trying to directly guide us. So I was just like, art, no. But then they were like, no, you really have something here. You should definitely go with it. But again, I had that hesitation, that lack of confidence, and just this artistic shyness, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it all started when they finally convinced me to just create an Instagram account, under another name. I didn't have to say it was me. I didn't have to say it was from Fiona. Just put it under another name. And that's how the name Anaya came to be. It's a Nigerian name, and it means look up to God. Nice. And I just put it under Anaya, and I started getting response from people online. And these are people who don't know me. They don't owe me anything. There's no bias. So I got my validation last year in 2018. Wow. And that was like my keyword, validation. And that's just kind of what lit the fire in me, because I was like, okay, if the general public can see something, there must be something that I'm not seeing, but you know what, they can see it, let me share it with the world.
So it took you said 10 years, because you started drawing from a young age. Yes. Right? So why was that block? Was it just more of a shyness, like, oh, it's just, like you said, it's just for fun? Or was it, did you know it's something like more of your passion? Like, no. How did you birth that passion, basically?
I did not know it was my passion, because again, to me, my definition of passion wasn't art. To me, like, because I guess society, your passion has to become the CEO of a bank, or like work on Wall Street, or become this tycoon, this lawyer. Like, to me, passion was definitely not in the artistic sense whatsoever. So I never, again, to me, art was just for fun. It was just for me. I never took it seriously like that. And again, it's only until last year when I finally went public with it, and I realized that this was my form of meditation. This is what made me happy. This is what got me in the zone. And this is actually what brought about something different in me. Like, it just, once I was like in Anaya mode, it was just, I just transformed. And people like my mother would even tell me, like, you're acting different, you're moving different.
You're in a happy place.
Yes, exactly. And that's when I was just like, oh, because I'm actually doing what I love. Yeah. It clicked. Everything just made sense.
Yeah. So I want to talk about your art, because it could be, when we talk about art, people don't, it's broad. You could have been doing, like, say, landscaping. And why did you pick this specific art?
Because representation matters. Okay. So in my art, I try to represent hair in my unique style of drawing each individual's shape to represent the different coils and kinks and curls of our kinky hair as Black women. So I'm definitely representing hair in different hairstyles and different ways, and just the Black girl magic, basically. Yes. But then at the same time, I want to have that Afrocentric vibe where I incorporate African culture and little symbols here and there.
Yeah.
And also just Black beauty, you know, like in the fullness of our lips, or I don't know, like our jewelry. It's just everything mixed in there in a minimalist type of way. So I don't really use that much color. I don't really use that. There's not much going on.
It's very it's very simple but very detailed.
Yes,
so exactly. Detailed. And in the hair, it fascinates me how you can have the patience to do it. And I remember you put up on Instagram like 3 hours later, but I was like, that's half the hair.
I was oh my gosh, I still have like a good day left to go.
It's like, how do you find the patience to do it? Like, even there's patience, but like to be still, to draw, because like the hair is like, you have different shapes and forms of the hair, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm just a patient person in general, so that definitely helps. But again, it's just, I enjoy it. Like, someone will look at it and be like, okay, that looks painful. That looks dreadful. But to me, it's actually fun because, yes, it starts off as this one shape, but then it kind of blossoms and grows. And it's actually funny that I use the word blossom because someone said that they saw flowers in the shape of the hair, in the designs. So it literally just blossoms and grows into this this pattern. I don't even know what to call it. It's just a pattern. It's just but it just clicked for me one day because I was like, this will represent hair because our hair is so different.
Yes.
With the curls and the forms and the shapes. And I'm like, well, this is my way of trying to just put it all together and try to represent it as a whole. So, you know, it definitely takes patience. But for me, it's my escape. It's my form of meditation. I get into my happy place.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to see the end results. And I definitely made mistakes where I've had to restart everything. But you know what? Like, it's a learning process.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm even going to evolve even more because, like I said,
definitely.
I went 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So it's not time wasted. It's a lesson learned. So I'm still learning. I'm still growing. And Anaya is helping me with that. It's pushing me, making me step way out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. But no, it's beautiful art, especially for representation. Like, within the movement right now, I want to say right now, it's been going on for a few years, I think now, the natural hair movement, which is really good, especially for young girls to see them being represented. Because before it was, you know, the straight hair and everything, but it's like, under my straight hair, I have curls, I have oil, you know? And it's hard for me to like hold my hair. So when they see that, and especially some of your art is just 2 ponytails when you have the fro. And that's why little girls, so you have the little girls looking at that, but like, that's that, I see myself. Finally in art.
Exactly.
So
and what fascinates me is it's not your typical art where it's not realism art where it actually looks like a person. It's kind of has an abstract technique to it as well, but people can still relate to it, and young girls still relate to it, and it just touches me so much because, like you mentioned, the Afro puffs. You know, we all had the poofs going up, and the one with the rap life. We all put our hair up. You know, those lazy days, lazy slay as I call it. So it's just little things like that that people relate to, and it just makes me so happy because I'm like, this is exactly what I was trying to do, and it's happening, and I don't have to conform to like the regular way of doing it. I can still do it in my way, and that's what I love about it because it's unique. So people can just be like, "That's Anaya, that's by Fiona."
Yeah, you can tell it's so. You can tell when it's your art, especially like you, especially the gold with the love it. The hair. I just find it so fascinating because I know I don't have the patience to do it. I will just be like, okay, I'm done, or just like scribble everywhere, like call it a day. So it's nice. It's beautiful. That's why I had to have this on set. I just feel like it just represents everything I want the show to represent. It was just like that art has to be on it. I love it. I also want to ask you about, because we're talking about following your dreams. Why do you think it takes long for people? I feel sometimes in our generation, it's taking people longer to kind of go for what they want, go for their dreams, following like, this is my passion, I want to go for it. Why do you think there is that in like our generations, because the generation now, they're definitely going after what they believe they want to do. It's like, I want to be this, I'm going to become.
Right.
Yeah.
The generation now definitely have the platforms to do so, and that entrepreneurial journey is encouraged now. Yes. I feel like back then, like I mentioned before, we had this path that we had to stay on.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I don't think a lot of people really knew what their passion was. I don't think they could put it together or describe what their passion was, because again, I felt like we were chasing something that was down that path.
Yeah.
So I find that yes, I didn't waste 10 years, but it took me 10 years to realize what my passion was. But again, it was not time wasted, because let's say I started drawing and took it towards the business side 10 years ago. Maybe I wasn't emotionally ready. Maybe I wasn't mentally ready. Maybe I did not have that patience back then. Maybe it needed to be now, where I'm older, I'm more mature. Yeah. I understand things better. I'm able to be disciplined, right? So God's timing is best, honestly, because I don't think I would have been able to do all this back then either.
Yeah, no, that's actually so true. And especially, I feel like maybe another thing that I think for me is that our parents, we're probably first generations born here, I would say, some of us, and we have our parents kind of like, you need to be successful. In their heads is doctor,
exactly,
lawyer, anything that gives you a salary on like
on cue.
It's not kind of like, I have to do this, like no, but why don't you stay in this government job or stuff? So I feel the younger generations, they have those opportunities, they have mentorships. We did have mentorships.
Yes, that's a key thing right there.
Maybe we did, but it was not the way it is now. We didn't have that mentorship be like, so what are you good at? What are your talents to go? And then someone to kind of help you, like, hey, why don't you think about, becoming a businesswoman, but independently? Why don't you think about becoming an artist? For example, it's like, what are you gonna do becoming an artist? What's that gonna do? What's it gonna do?
What's an artist?
What's an artist? Are you of course already know? So it's like, so I think that is a huge part. But I feel like our parents are also changing now, because they see what's going on, and it seems like, oh, you could be successful being a musician. You could be successful being a spokeswoman. So they're I would say their mentality is also changing, I would say.
Yeah, because they're seeing that people can actually make it in other fields, in defying the odds, right?
Yeah.
And we can't really blame our parents. They just want the best for us, and to them, they don't want us to struggle. They just want that clear path where it's guaranteed.
Yes.
Right?
Guaranteed,
yes. So we really can't blame our parents, but I was blessed enough because my mom has always believed in my art, going as far back as, I don't know, like I was 7 years old, and my art class was my favorite class, obviously, and like I'd bring home drawings, and she has kept them. Like she showed
like she knew.
Yeah, like she looks at me doing Anaya, and she's like, I told you so. So she knew, and her support was definitely there. But again, I didn't even recognize her support. I was just kind of like, oh, mom, whatever, stop. Like, you're just my mom. You're supposed to like my drawings. I could draw a stick figure. You're gonna like praise it and put it up on the fridge, right? No, but she was definitely right there rooting for me, and it took me a while to actually see that support and see that push. And Anaya would not be what it is now without her, because she definitely made me, go for it. On, right? But not pressuring, not forcing. Just kind of making me see, look where you started, look where you are, and like everything in between.
No, that's amazing to have. Definitely to have your mom being your support, kind of saying like, it's okay. I can see that you're. It means a lot. It's like, oh. Like, you have that support. You don't have to be like, oh, my mom doesn't like what I do. All that kind of stuff. But no, that's amazing. Now, going back to the name Anaya, you said that you wanted to have a name that meant something. What did specifically stand out to you about Anaya?
A lot of things, actually. It's a beautiful name.
Definitely beautiful.
And then I grew up in West Africa, so I have a soft spot for West Africa. It's a Nigerian name. And being an artist, I'm all about aesthetics and how things look. So, Anaya with the 3 A's, and I just added my own little touch to it. And then again, the meaning. It means look up to God, and God gave me this gift. He blessed me with the gift to be patient, to draw, to be precise, to be determined, to be focused. So, you just have to look up to God, and it just fit with my whole
everything, your brand.
Yes, I feel like it just came together.
It's a beautiful name, because I was like Anaya, because it's just your art. I keep saying, I'm like, your art's so beautiful. So because even when I just post a picture, I'm like this, everyone's like, where can I get this art? Yeah, sometimes like I have posted for just like the picture, and they're like, who is it? I'm like, oh, it's hers. Like, how much does she charge? And I'm like, yeah, she does. Here you go. So it's nice to see, like, it's amazing art, especially now. And like, what I like is in Ottawa, you need that kind of art in places. You need to kind of see, especially because it's diverse. Ottawa is diverse, but you still have the young girls coming here, especially in the town where there's a lot of immigration happening. Mm-hmm. There's these girls that comes, like, just say someone coming from, just say, Congo or Kenya, they're going to be kind of shocked, like, oh, okay, so maybe I'll have my hair straight. But when they start seeing the artsy people wearing natural hair, it's like kind of like,
validation.
Okay, yeah. So it's like, I love your art. It's like, there's so much meaning to it. So for everyone, where can we get your art?
Okay, so I have my website, anayaarts.ca. Mm-hmm. You can see all the prints right there with the pricing and all the details necessary. I also have my Instagram, at anaya.arts, where I try to post work in progress for people to see how I draw and people to see the end result and just kind of like behind the scenes. And so Instagram and Facebook, and my website is where you can find me.
Yeah. Instagram to Facebook, like, Facebook.
Facebook, not yet. I should go towards Facebook, but for now it's Instagram, because Instagram is a visual platform.
Yes.
So that's why I like it. So for now it's Instagram and my website, but Facebook will come in due time.
Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your story and giving inspiration to people to follow their dreams.
Yes, it's all about going for it. Yeah. And if you're lost, if you're ever feeling lost, if you ever don't know what your passion is, ask those around you. Ask your friends, ask your family, because they see you every day. They watch what you do, and they can pick on the things you like in particular. So maybe they can be like, hey, I noticed that you're always drawing on like random napkins. You want to try drawing, for instance? So ask those. So that's
actually so true, because even I can say for myself, like when I say, maybe I'll start doing something like in the media, or some people from my high school were coming to me be like, we always remember you want to have your own show, you want to do this. Why not? Like, we're so proud of you, like, go for it. So it's true. The people around you, sometimes they will know more that this is definitely your talent. This is what you should be doing. Like, maybe try this, and they kind of push you and they kind of lead you. And I also believe that God places people around you that's going to help you go to the next level and push you with what your passion is and what is, and He aligns that all in the right time.
Exactly. So God's timing is best.
The best, yes. So thank you again so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. And thank you to everyone for tuning in, and I hope to see you next episode. Look at that. How was it?
Hey y'all, this is Fiona, the artist behind the Afrocentric art on set. To see more and to keep the conversation going, be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and be bold. Larry Gaga! Baby say your mata na mata oh. My sherry coco make I bet you like that oh. Only one girl way fi eye me like laga oh. Every time I see your face, na so I